Namaste, yogis. I'm Sarah with the Happy Yogi Co-op, and today I'm here to share with you the safest way to transition in your Vinyasa sequence from plank to Chaturanga to upward facing dog. So let's do a little warm up together first. You can come toward the top of your mat. We're going to do an A series with just a little modification. Inhale, reach out and up. As you exhale, forward fold, long spine. Inhale, halfway position. Again, lengthening from crown to tail. We're going to bend the knees, plant the hands, and take that length back into plank. So here in plank, we're pausing. We're going to sort of rock forward and back on our toes, pressing back through heels, and then sending weight forward toward the tips of the toes, right? Working the core strength in order to keep the body in a plank while you shift the weight back to heels and forward to toes. And then come to the middle, lower your knees, and we'll simply come down onto our mats. Let's come into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Roll the shoulders back, send the heart forward. Neck is long on all sides. And exhale to come down. Let's just do that a couple more times. Roll the shoulders back. Heart reaches forward. And down. Last one. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes, roll shoulders back onto the back, lift from your low belly to come up in one long line to hands and knees, or full plank, downward facing dog. Let's take about 3 breaths here. And no rush at all, but after your third exhale, we'll inhale, lift our hips and heels. As you exhale, bend your knees, look forward between the hands, and then either walk or hop to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway position. Exhale and bow. Reach down and up to stand. So here we're going to modify a little bit. Let's bring our palms together above us. And you can interlace all but your index fingers. Engage your glutes, your buttocks muscles, and reach up and back with arms and shoulders, heart reaches forward and up. All right, so I'm really focused on lifting my ribs away from my hips while shoulders still melt and keeping the neck long. Try not to look at the ceiling above you, but the ceiling in front of you. And then exhale, back to center. All right, so when we're in plank pose, right, the relationship of our arms to our shoulders is more or less like this. You may even have your shoulders a little behind your wrists in order to protect them from getting too flexed. But when we come to Chaturanga, that relationship changes, right? Our relationship of wrists and shoulders is more like this. Now, I don't want to come to upward facing dog from here because I'm going to end up with my shoulders over my fingertips, right? I want to be more back here, up here. So how do we do that? So again, I'm going to show you real quick what we don't want. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And then we step back to plank. All right, so we did that shifting forward and back on the feet. And we do want to do that here to make our transition from plank into Chaturanga. But then if I just come to upward dog from here, right, see where my shoulders are relative to wrists and fingertips? And it's really hard to get my chest to open. So that's not a good place to lift. So instead, I'm going to come to plank and press forward to lower down. Now, I'm going to shift my feet back, right? It's just an inch or two, but now notice the difference. As I flip my feet, I came on back, and then I lift up and back to down dog. Now there's one other option. If you're able to roll over your toes, you can do that very fluidly, but if not, you pick up the foot and move it like I just demonstrated. But as long as you're careful and loving to your toes, We can shift forward to come to Chaturanga and then press ourselves back and just roll over the toes to come to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. And so if this practice is newer to you, it can really help to release the backs of the wrists and strengthen the muscles of the inner wrist. So a counter pose you might take if you're working on this is to let your fingers face each other, palms towards you, and come on down with the backs of your hands on the mat. Now, I'm going to ask you to lock your elbows here. I would never ask you to do that in any other shape or pose, but we're trying to turn off the muscles of the upper arms in order to isolate the muscles of the inner wrist. So from here, do your best. With arms as straight as you can, try to make a fist with each hand. Good luck, but not all of your fingers or thumbs may cooperate. You can release and keep going. And how much weight you put in the arms is up to you, right? How far back or forward your hips shift here will make all the difference. So it's not about dumping weight, but about finding the position that allows you to open and strengthen your wrists. And when you're done, just gently circle them out. And that's it. Thank you so much. Namaste.